One of the more interesting aspects of Star Wars Episode 9 that I am really curious about is exactly what Rey's path will be like in this film by director J.J. Abrams. This is Mike Zero. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, if we look at the character of Rey in both The Force Awakens and in The Last Jedi, we didn't get a lot of character development when it comes to exactly how far she progresses as an actual character. And that's because those two films did not have a massive time jump in between the two. So with Episode 9 being set some years after the events of The Last Jedi, reportedly, we can see a big change within the character of Rey. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film when it comes to some of the set leaks, the set designs, the concept art, and storyboard descriptions, one of which has all to do with Rey and her potential connection to the ancient Sith itself. Specifically, a description of Rey inside of a dark cave, meditating on a boulder, with R2-D2 in the background. Rey's eyes are closed as 3 fragments of a red kyber crystal revolve around her head. This could be the same Sith crystal as seen in The Last Jedi, as it's described as a kyber crystal that once belonged to an ancient Sith. The next goes over Rey levitating one of the fragments over her hand, while the other 2 shards float together like a puzzle. This could be Rey trying to bond the crystal together into one, perhaps to use for a new lightsaber or for training purposes only. So I really wanted to go over a couple of pointers here that really do pique my interest when it comes to Sith lore, Jedi lore, the whole 9 yards, right? One thing that Rian Johnson, at least in my point of view, skipped over completely in The Last Jedi that J.J. Abrams, it seems, has said that he was trying to set things up. Now in Episode 9, JJ and Chris Terrio, from what it looks like here, they are toying around with the idea of implementing a lot of Sith and Jedi lore into Episode 9. And I wanted to talk about this crystal that Rey is apparently actually trying to bond together into one, and is actually cracked into 3 different pieces. Now, the reason as to why I believe that this is not the same exact crystal as seen in The Last Jedi is because this is not an actual fragment. This is an actual full crystal split into 3 pieces. And with that being said, this could very well be one of her discoveries within the Jakku Observatory. We've all been talking about what desert world are we going to in Episode 9. And I don't know if you guys were aware about this today, but they actually finished filming over in Jordan, which is one of the main filming locations for Episode 9. And Jordan, okay, in case you guys did not know this, was the original location that they were going to film at for Jakku and The Force Awakens. And if you guys read the books, over on Jakku, there is a Sith observatory, and in there's a lot of Sith artifacts and Sith relics and stuff like that that once belonged to Emperor Palpatine. So with that being said, it's very possible, judging by this, that Rey goes to Jakku, finds a kyber crystal, and as she goes on her path and begins training to become a legitimate Jedi Knight, maybe she's trying to bond an actual kyber crystal to use for a new lightsaber that she's developing. And after all, you know, from everything that we have been hearing when it comes to the filming for Episode 9, one of which has all to do with Daisy Ridley using a blue lightsaber, a single-bladed blue lightsaber on the set. Now, that could always be changed if they really want to change it, and she could always have 2 lightsabers in this movie if they really want to change things up. Again, like I say, what they could always do with this film as well is that there could be a time jump in the middle of the movie, kind of like what they did with Solo: A Star Wars Story and Rogue One: A Star Wars Story, more so, of course, in the beginning of the film. And that's one thing that I do like about those movies is that, you know, you start off in the early days and then you jump a couple years later. They could do that with Episode 9, perhaps, where Rey has just a regular lightsaber in the beginning of the film. Then there's a time jump in the actual movie of Episode 9 where we see a new lightsaber that now belongs to her. Honestly, I think a time jump not only between The Last Jedi and Episode 9, but also within Episode 9 itself, could also make this film so unique and make it stand out from the past 8 movies. Now, looking at all of this, why would Rey even have a red kyber crystal? I can understand Luke Skywalker because he went on this big journey with Lor San Tekka and recovered a lot of Jedi lore and explored all of these different aspects of the Force and the Jedi and the Sith. In fact, R2-D2, I don't know if you guys knew this, but he has a log of thousands of missions that he and Luke Skywalker went on around the whole entire galaxy. So, with that being said here, it seems like they're trying to do the same exact thing here with Rey, by her actually pairing up with R2-D2, while BB-8 stays over with Poe Dameron and Finn and crew. And then I honestly like that idea. I think that Rey and R2 could honestly make a great, set of characters, acting together, where you do have, like, this parallel between both Rey and Luke. Why not throw in R2 on the side? It just works. But to me, since BB-8 belongs to Poe, I can understand why BB-8 would be alongside Poe Dameron a whole lot more. But as far as this red Kyber crystal goes, guys, I would really love to hear what you have to say about all of this and Rey's Sith connection here, since she is working with this crystal, and from what it seems, she's trying to bond it together into one piece. Anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.